Inebriation and gaming. Too much or too little or not at all.
Just inebriation? Because there are more substances in heaven and earth that are dreamt of in your philosophy. British culture is a drinking culture. So you will tend to find a lot of British gamers in bars, at conventions and so on, and may never leave the bar, may play at tables in the bar. Many cons and meets and so on are held in pubs, and they expect you to buy a drink. When I was in the Camarilla LARP Society, the most available venues were often in pubs, and so they want you to pay to rent the room, but they also expect you to spend a certain amount of money on drink. And sometimes that's a good thing because it loosens people up a bit, makes them a bit more gregarious and so on. Other times it can lead to difficult, problematic behaviour, make things tricky, distract people from the game itself, But having a couple of snifters of brandy while you're playing is perfectly fine, I think, and creates an air of sophistication. And slight inebriation is certainly something that's good for getting people out of their shell, role-playing with a bit more gusto and so on. I've run plenty of one-shots or throwaway games, or we've gotten together with friends over the course of several days to play games, and drink and other substances happen there, and it's fine. It's especially good if you've got somewhere overnight to crash without having to travel again. In the tabletopless games, we used to, obviously because I don't get naked, one thing tippers could do would be to get me to drink, and I only got slightly too sloshed to run the game once, I think. But otherwise, a couple of shots or whatever doesn't do any harm, and we incorporate them into the game for the players as well, or we used to. You get a shot, you get some health back, that sort of thing, just as a way for the tippers to influence the game and have a positive impact, and for it to be a little fun with people. Simple games are better, obviously, for if you're playing while drunk or stoned or whatever. I even have a category of simple games on my drive-through storefront called Beer and Crisps games, which are ones that are very simple that you can't really fuck up. I think when it comes to drink or drugs or whatever else, every group has to kind of find their own level naturally. It can be annoying if by the end of character creation everyone is too stoned to play or too drunk to play. So I think it's just, we're presumably we're all adults, right? If there's kids in the group, different rules, obviously. But as long as we're all adults and we all know to moderate and so on, I think it's fine, and can even be a boon because it loosens people up and makes them less self-conscious about role-playing.